20% of the estimated population were drawn with the use of stratified random sampling technique. Pre-trained research assistants were employed for easy retrieval of the questionnaire. A reliability coefficient correlation of 0.75 was obtained through the use of test-retest method of reliability. 3 research hypotheses were formulated and tested with the use of chi-square statistics for the analysis. From the results of the analysis, 3 research hypotheses were rejected, which means poor media coverage is a significant factor hindering female participation in sport. Cultural factors is a significant factor hindering female participation in sport. Conclusion: based on the results of the 3 tested hypotheses above, poor media coverage, like I said earlier on, is a significant factor in female participation in sport. Recommendation: through the findings from the study, the following are recommended us. Governments should give room for adequate media coverage as means of promoting female participation in sport. Religious leaders are advised to enlighten their members on the importance of performing sport. Lastly, community leaders are advised to enlighten their followers on the importance of sport in promoting culture. Thank you.
This is another paper that I hope it will interest everybody, because the title of the paper is Lifestyle, Fitness and Health Promotion Initiative of the University of Ilorin, the Better by Far University. It's a paper co-authored by myself, Onosoya S.A., Onigbede of OAU, Ogushakin of Human Kinetics, and Shehu A.A. of Education Management. Yes, the concept of lifestyle is the total sum of individuals' ways of life. Individuals' ways of life constitute what we eat, what we drink, what we smoke, our engagement in physical activities, and our participation in unprotected sexual practice. All this one, and the use of drugs, all this one constitutes individual lifestyle. Lifestyles are a pattern of behavioral choice. You decide to take a pattern of life on your own. You may decide not to participate in physical activity. That is your own behavioral choice of life, and that is where you want to live your life. But however, our choice of lifestyles are surrounded by a number of problems called hypokinetic conditions. The hypokinetic conditions are those conditions relating to obesity, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, and many more diseases that are killer diseases. Motivating individuals to exercise regularly is very, very difficult. University of Ilorin has tried this through some of its health promotion initiatives. University of Ilorin, this place has put up 3 main health promotion initiatives. One is the Uni-Learning Walk, a fitness program that is organized on a monthly basis, the first Saturday of every month. The study x-rayed the participation of the staff and students of this university in this health promotion initiative. And it shows clearly that the only one that was well attended was the first and the maiden edition of this Uni-Learning Keep Fit program. And as I'm talking, even the chairman of this forum has not come once to participate in this fitness program. Also, another health promotion initiative of the University of Ilorin is the Health Talk or Health Seminar that is being organized by the Health Board of the university. So far, the Health Board has come up with 4 different types of seminars on diabetes, on cancer, on hypertension. The last one was the one on the eye problem. And if you see the participation and attendance of staff and students of this university in this health promotion initiative was extremely very low. Of course, it's bringing from the maiden edition to the last one. We have the statistics of the numbers of individuals that have participated or attended this promotion initiative in this university. And this is the main hall where the Ed Talk has been taking place. And you see that even it is the central hall, this place is centrally located. No one can say that they do not know or they cannot locate the University of Ilorin auditorium. But still, people fail to attend. The third Ed Promotion Initiative of the University of Ilorin is the multi-millionaire Naira Fitness Center that was put in place in the Physical and Health Education Department. We have the statistics of the numbers of students and staff that have visited this place in the last 2 academic sessions. You will see that the highest numbers that have attended this center, it was in 2009-2010 academic session, where we have 202 participants that attended that center. In 2010 and 2011, the figure came down drastically to 105. And this is a center that the University of Ilorin has expended millions of naira purposely because of staff and students of the university. Yes. Justification for this study. Attempt to find reasons why members of the University of Ilorin, academic, non-academic, and students of the university fail to maximally utilize various Ed Promotion initiative of the university is the focus of this study. And findings, sir. Studies shows that significant relationship exists between Ed Promotion initiative of the university and sedentary lifestyle adopted by the university and by members of the university, despite the fact that the awareness of physical fitness may provide or tend to provide otherwise if adequately followed. Then it also shows that significant relationship also exists in the health problems suffered by the members of the University of Ilorin community and poor utilization of this health promotion initiative. Over the years, available record from the registry shows that over the years, because of security and other things, we may not want to disclose the numbers of individuals that have fallen dead as a result of this hypertension, diabetes, and many more of members of this university are in the hospital dying for some of these hypokinetic diseases. Finally, sir, the study recommends that University of Ilorin work a Keep Fit program be organized on faculty or departmental basis in order for us to know who and who failed to attend. For example, if it is the Department of Science Education, we will be able to know that Professor Abimbola is not in attendance. Better than the so-called everybody come and attend on whatever date that you will not be able to monitor individuals' attendance. The study also recommends that there should be demilitarized academic environment that will enable staff and students to take care of their health. And finally, a lot of, thank you very much, thank you.
Unless it's a strictly experimental study, you cannot start talking about effect. I think you will note that. Adebayo and Co. I think, is it you? Yeah? Are you Adebayo? No, this management plus.
It's Adebayo.
Okay, no, you are Daramoja. Oh, okay, sorry. One, if you are collaborating with your seniors, the purpose of collaboration is for those senior people to mentor you. They ought to have gone through the paper you presented. There were several evidences of lack of vetting. So I don't know why their names are there. So you need to do something about that. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Benefit of the table.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir. I have one question each for 7 people. Yes.
This is 5.
The last one, I'll be very quick about it.
Okay.
For Dr. Shehu here, I'll just say you should provide a motivation strategy. Like we did in UR, it's something almost all the universities. Staff don't come out for sport. So what we do is that we have annual staff games. And for everybody that comes, we divide the whole university into 13 units. And we give 30 t-shirts, provided by the university anyway, 30 t-shirts per unit. And we are getting a good turnout for sports alone, not this thing. Maybe you want to use that. Tell the university if you have both for staff, sporting activity, or something, give something out to motivate them, they will come out. Even ordinary pure water, some people like free things. With due respect. For Stephen and Co, your methodology here is a little bit close here. You said you have 400 prison inmates, yet you said you have another 100 randomly selected. I said, how randomly is the selection? For 30 of Pi, the game is on now. How can you say you are going to have minimum of 40 institutions that is going to participate? You should say you should be expecting about 40 that will participate, not for you to be categorized and say minimum of 40 institutions participated. It is after the event. All right? Now, this other one, influence aerobic, whatever. The reference here, out of 13 references, only 4 were local, 9 foreign. It's not relevant to us. Financing secondary school, Abkari Malikayo, Yusuf and Co. I think Dr. Omariga and Co will do justice to that because they got this paper from me and they painted it red. Oyonide Olabi, Dr. Olabi, that's it. Where Dr. Olabi has gone? I just want to suggest to him that after this game, he should do a comparative analysis after the game to compare where if the athletes were not motivated because of whatever, then look at that. These are the medal won by this athletes at this competition. Yeah. Yes. And the father won. Olawumi. I was thinking that you are going to tell us the strategic management that has enhanced peace in Nigeria. You've made mention of Boko Haram. That there's a publication that came out last week. They said Boko Haram were on break because of a football match somewhere in the north. No bombing for that weekend. And everybody came to. So let's choose things like that because it has been done before in Rwanda. Football match was used after the war so that the two functions, two teams and they played. So let's see an example of that here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, sorry.
It's back again to what Omola Nwokeo and Adekiton, roles of sports and culture in promotion of social harmony and development. He said one of his recommendations was that we should divest sports or separate sports, sports from religion from sports. So we come back to this same issue. I don't know about Judaism, I don't know about Christianity, but as an insider in Islam, I am assuring you that you cannot remove sports from Islam. So that recommendation cannot work. What we should be looking out for is those things, or those sports in Islam that Islam allows its men and women to participate in, and how those sports can be encouraged. Not all nations, for instance, participate in all sports or are strong in all sports. So there is there's no big deal about insisting. Like in Islam, boxing is forbidden. So you can't ask a Muslim who knows, even if he's participating in boxing, in his mind he knows he's doing something that is wrong. I don't know if I'm explaining. So you cannot, I don't know about other religions, but in Islam you cannot remove sports. You can't remove any aspect of life from Islam because that is how the religion is. So I'll just advise that maybe next time there are many papers on Islam and sports. Maybe for people who would like to say something about religion and sports in reference to maybe Islam, look out for those papers. Interview clerics so that you have an understanding of the religion before you make such recommendations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will start with the radar from where another stopped just now. The Imam was emphatically that sports is related to Islamic activities. Okay, you even mentioned 3 particular sports that are related to survival of human beings. You mentioned swimming, you mentioned throwing against objects, okay, like darts, javelin, okay, and you mentioned combat sports. So what we are saying is, if you go to some other places now, my director here is a swimming expert. Islamic countries are now developing, they are trying to manufacture some wares that will suit some sports activities. Okay, like in track and field, if you see them nowadays, you wear what they wear. In Islamic countries, there are other outfits that we wear. What's important is something that will be very light on you, that will not have more weight on you. So I just want to agree with that. I want to support that. Islam really supports sports, but it depends on anything that has to do with blood coming out of you, what Islam is against. Like I was telling you about that, boxing, all those that has to do with something that has like killing, naming parts of the body and things like that. Now, if you don't mind, I want to go to my questions now. The first comment I want to make is on this youth participation on sports. The presenter there was talking about in-house sport and things like that in schools. We do have in-house sports in schools. The only problem is the policies that is not well implemented. If you go to some secondary schools or primary school nowadays, in-house sports are organized to establish dignitaries and to raise funds. Without follow-up of athletes, it is covered with that in-house sports. These were the things that were happening in the years before. Most of us were discovered many years ago in the 60s and 70s through school sports. And those were people that are playing in sports now. So the generation is the problem in sports now. So what we are saying is the implementation of the policy. The government, from the local government to the federal, has policy, okay, on sports. Implementation of this policy. For example, look at the issue of teacher training colleges. It's fading away in this country, and that's the bane of our educational system. When you are talking of people that are really equipped to teaching in schools, part of the thing in teacher colleges is PE. If you pass all courses and you fail physical education, you will repeat that course. And through physical education, you have to discover some talents. No matter how good you are as a student, if you don't pass physical education, you will not graduate. So what we are saying here is this: it is the policy. The government has to revisit that policy and really implement what will make us progress. I mean, what will make us develop? The former Honorable Minister was discussing the morning here in his paper about sports development, development, grassroots. You know, the most important thing is implementation. We are all saying it. Who is ready to go back? sports development through the grassroots. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm Michael Adebayo from this university. Now, from Mr. J. Keaton and Co. in his presentation on the role of sport and culture in the promotion of social harmony and development, I have a contrary view because sport has not promoted our African culture. It has promoted Western culture. And I'll give instances. Like in 2010, we know what Sonny Keita did. Yes, how he misbehaved and was shown the way out. Some weeks before that, we reported that the post lady of Akure beat his wife publicly. Weeks after, we know what happened in the House of Representatives by Dino Melani. So people were criticizing, but when I saw everything, I saw that we have a particular thing which is our culture, and that is Ijakadi. Sport has never encouraged something like that, Ijakadi, rather than wrestling, do it like that, do it like this. Now, when we talk of culture, I believe that the way we eat, the way we dress, sport has never, if I read diets proposed for athletes, I'll never see something like Eba, Amala, or the likes of traditional and exotic dishes. But you see, take this, take that, which are Western culture. Now, why can't we have in dressing? Why can't we have our dresses made with Ankara, Guinea, and even the coach putting on Abeti Ajak and so on and so forth? Then why can't we make our broadcast, even if not in our local languages, in Pidgin, so as to promote our culture? These are my
comments on those thoughts. I observe that almost all the presenters are presented harmony and all that said that sports is a kind of tool to promote social harmony and peace. But I think, in my opinion, that sports of recent is not really doing such thing. Why am I saying? If you look at what's currently happening, especially among those that watch football, you get to discover that because this person is supporting this particular team, that person is supporting that team, those people will beating each other. That is one. Even at home, we now have big thing at home just because of football, just because of this thing. So I am of the opinion that rather than this thing bringing social cohesion, it is a kind of so many people apart. You just discover that they will be laughing at themselves when something is currently going on. But in the real sense, they are not doing it. You see people praying, so people go as far as going to their synagogues, mosques, and churches to go and pray because we want a particular thing to win or a particular thing to lose. So I think what we should be thinking of now is a means of making sports. See, that is the essence because everybody is saying it. That is the essence. What we want to achieve. What we should be doing is how we want to do it in such a way that to bring about social harmony and cohesion. Then as for our secondary school students are already participating in sports. But you get to discover that when those secondary school students are doing it, after the aftermath of most of those competitions is that they fight themselves. They go with weapons such as cutlasses, even bombs. Just because they want their own team and the other team not to win. Now, for the professor, for the other one I also want to comment on, as far as Dr. Show, yes, the students of the University of Ilorin are not participating in those organizations. I mean, those three lofty initiatives of this citadel of learning. Because one, we don't really have enough of this. We just get to discover that people who paste things on our billboards, these things don't really get to those who really have interest. So I want to advise the school authority to, apart from pasting information on billboards, they should also look for means of getting to students, motivating them. Since you want to get a particular result out of it, go to their departments, go to their faculties, publicize it, use student union. As far as I'm concerned, it's not proactive. Yes, as far as I'm concerned. But these are some of the things that need to support management efforts. And such that the result of everything that the management is putting in place will come to reality. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman. Now for the last question about the fans or spectators fighting each other, one praying for. You see, mostly what really happens is that most people are not educated in the line of what sport is. When you see them that some of them are not team supporters, neither are they fans. They are just hooligans. And there are people that the passion they have is not the passion of watching the ball, participating and enjoying the game. And the essence of sport is for you to have fun and enjoy it. And normally the initiative of sport is to relax. You watch sports to relax. That's why you see mostly in the European country, it's just of recent that they have to be educated. You have to give them orientation that, look, the person you are fighting for is still going on. You that is fighting, you die on the way. Then what is the essence? The essence of the game is enjoy it, be excited and have fun and relax your nerve. That's the essence of the game. And then bringing the harmony is together and having a relationship, sharing ideas, making friends with others from other areas, from other continents, and that will bring to harmony. Then my question goes to the presenter of financing secondary school education implementation for school sport development in Nigeria. I look at the paper. One, sport development is very broad. In what area? Is it in facility and equipment? Or is it in terms of looking at participation? Because it's a wider scope. But when I look at the paper, the introduction did not give me a lead preview of what the person is really looking at. And then when I look at the methodology, there is need for that person to beef up that introduction and even to support it with empirical findings. I know there are findings on school sports and then the financing and others. Then on the methodology, there is a big question mark on the methodology. First, the person said he's using a multi-stage sampling techniques. I question the multi-stage sampling techniques. Even though I look at the form of the multi-stage sampling techniques, stratify the zone into 6 zones. Then how do you pick the participant? And then the question again is purposive sampling that you use. You said you use purposive sampling to select 20 schools and 2 schools from this political zone, and then using percentage to do your analysis. It can't really give us a leadway to what it is. Then for the other person that presents analysis of camp experiences and motivation of University of Ilorin athletes for the West African University Games competition, I would have loved to ask the question from the presenter that, are you looking at pre-camping or you are looking at the existing camping, because they are still camping. The game has not really started, they are still camping. And in view of that, you cannot really say that they have experience, because it is after the game or period to middle of the game of that you now be able to say this is their experience. And then looking at their motivational aspect, I really don't know. And my question, even I'm asking myself, how will we measure their motivation? Because motivation is in three soft skills. You look at their motivation, you look at the amotivation. The motivation you look at their intrinsic value, you look at the intrinsic value. Then when the camping, if you look at this at the intrinsic value, that maybe the camping allowance and so on and so forth, and donation and the clothing given them appease them, then good. In the intrinsic, you look at their interest towards it. Then what about the amotivation aspect? So you are not saying you use percentage in order to analyze. I say foul to that, because it won't be able to relate it and then to bring out which exactly will be the one that is really propelling them to participate and that is really demanding them not to participate. And this study will have been very, very good. Maybe at the end of the competition, then you can now compare their camping experience and then their motivation towards the game. Because there are some students, their camping experience pre the game will not be their arousal, their mind arousal will not be. But by the time they see other competitors, they will be, yes, they will gel up to do well. So in that aspect, you cannot really conclude or make a recommendation before them. Thank you.
question for the authors of financing secondary school education. And one,
I thought you wanted to suggest something to the House.
So number one is, I think the presenters should substitute stratified sampling. Stratified sampling technique. They should substitute it with existing geopolitical zones. Because the geopolitical zones they are already there. So there is no need to use stratified sampling technique to pick that up. So what I'm suggesting is substitute it with existing 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Anybody will understand that. Then I also want to query representativeness with 120 respondents. I will see you later. Representativeness when we have 120. So I just think we should think about that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I want to just react to that my brother's comment. Without wasting our time, we know that at this level, we don't need to be told that sport and culture have really contributed to the development of Nigeria. Musculoskeletal analysis revealed that most of our instruments that are being used in many parts of Nigeria, like flutes, drum, all these things, today you find out that they are being used in most events. And that's one aspect of contribution we are talking about. And apart from that, you will see that when sports events are taking place, you see people dressed in costumes, in their own costumes. I don't know whether you have watched these our local leagues and you see their sports fans when they are supporting the whole team. You see they dress in their local fashions, and they bring out all their sort of drums, whatever, flutes. You see, these things is a way of promoting our culture as well as promoting developing sport. Because even many people, there was a time that in this country, before you start any game at all, you say you first of all introduce some dances to entertain people. But you know, if you are talking about European culture, that's a different thing. As even though part of the European culture is being promoted, but that cannot be separated from the sport, because we inherited this game from them. Most of the games were inherited from these people. So there's no doubt about the fact that sports and culture have promoted the growth of, and development of this country. But most of the time when we gather together like this, we come from different backgrounds. I don't know whether you are a Yoruba person, but now here you have Ghanaians, you have Sierra Leoneans, you have somebody from Benin. I don't think there will have been a better chance for us to come together like this if there's no things like sport. So actually, my brother, that your hypothesis is hereby rejected. Thank you.
But it is not following the rule. Okay, I want to appreciate the earlier suggestion that we should look at the athletes after the competition. It is something that is worth giving attention. It is not immediately within the view of this present research, but I think the suggestion is very good. It will help us to see what existed before the competition, and probably there may be the effect of the real events, the activities on the level of motivation of athletes. The other comment is on whether we were interested in pre-camping or existing camping. And I felt that that question was not necessary because pre-camping had been indicated by the way we presented. We were looking at their activities before they came in for the competition. The competition had been underway now, even if it is theoretical. So this study was concluded just at the end of the camping activities prior to registration and accreditation. So all activities are now registered and accredited to perform in the different events. So we are not interested in that. We took our data collection up to the point, the end point of that camp activity. So we were interested in that. But the earlier suggestion that we should look at the effect, the influence or the effect of the games itself on the level of motivation, they still hold for whatever is going on now. The issue of measurement, I made a remark when I was presenting that we are interested in basic information, and we identified specific areas we are interested in. We are interested in opportunities to receive good coaching and training. We are interested in opportunities to use facilities that are of good standard. We are interested in the involvement of these athletes in the different activities that can help them to achieve or win laurels at the competition. That's the motivation aspect. And for the motivation aspect, we are very specific on two aspects. We are looking at what is intrinsic to them in terms of their preparation, the feeling that the preparation was good enough for them to win laurels. And the second aspect was the motivation in terms of financial resources made available to them in terms of camp allowance. So we focused on those two, and we are reporting those as indicators of intrinsic and intrinsic motivation. We looked at the problems that they encountered, not particularly calling it our motivation, but we brought out some of the issues that may serve as demotivators for the participants in the competition. Those were the interests, the focus of this study. And you agree with me that one study cannot probably consider every possible thing under motivation. So we concentrated on our area of interest and we have picked the relevant information. That's what we fed for this conference. Thank you very much.
Respond to that?
That created the problem. Yes, by not telling people how they know.
In the paper, in the context of the paper, I think the issue of late publicity was discussed. And that was the reason why we have the type 2 of the paper, Lifestyle, Fitness and Health Promotion Initiative of the University of Ilorin, and Educational Media Intervention. That is the type 2 of the paper. And from there, we discuss series of interventional initiatives that can be put in place that will enable members of the university to be carried along in all the programs of health promotion initiative. Thank you.
Please let's give ourselves another round of applause. Let me once again thank all the presenters for giving us food for thought. And I want to appreciate our rapporteur again for doing a good job. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all the participants for being very good participants and active participants. We are closing now, but I was reliably informed that the participants, against registered participants, will move to the dam site for the cocktail. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir.
Please, just before you leave, if you are participants at this conference, you have your certificate of participation letter.
Congratulations. Olawumi Segun Abiodun. Oh, these people are around.
Adeki.
Adókìtàn Kégbadé. Dr. Semindara J.A. Lawal F.I. BFL. Abubakar M.N. Bakinde F.T. Professor Seun Omotayo. A.M. Isiyaku. I. Sadiq. L.I. Yasid. Dr. Rahim W. Omotoye. Dr. Aro Bolarinwa. Adigun O.O. Adigun O. Ajayi O.A. Adigun O. Ajayi O.A. Olukokun O.T. Ibrahim A. Ibrahim Abdullahi. Dr. Mohammed M.F. Professor Biomi O.O. Mrs. Ajayi Moyo Tunrayo. Badadari A. I know this one. I know this I can correct.
You know the 130% attendance.